Good afternoon or day or wherever you are, everyone. Welcome to Battle for Midway, Division F, Group 6, match between SROT Team Optic and the FJRD Jägers. I'm Ralphie Nopants, and I am here with Jormungandr? Is that right?
Yes, indeed. Thanks for having me, Ralphie.
Glad to have it. And teams are locked up and ready to go already. So that's interesting. Pretty quick on this, so a little bit of a split, but not too much, so we won't talk much about this map. Here we go. Already getting the 007.
Alrighty, and like Ralphie said, we're in Group 6. This is FJRD Jägers versus SROT Team Optic, and this is a pretty close division overall. There's only 6 points between the teams. So if SROT is able to pull out 4 wins today, that will put them in a really good spot for the final matches of the tourney.
Yeah. Yep, and a win is 3 points, a tie is 2, and a loss is 1. We're playing some of the older maps that I don't think we've seen in a while, which is fine by me. I like these ones. And then, let's see. I'm here next to some friends. Let's see if it'll tell me who they are already. So I'm looking at the Jägers over here over by Sigma, and I've got a Crusader, an Orion, and a Warhammer. Looks like they're all going to be fairly standard builds. Small, yeah. Some range over here today with the Fjord folks. A tiny little Locust. It's probably going to be their Cap mech. And then let's see if I can find where they put the rest of them.
So the Sky Rangers of Terra are bringing in a little slower paced deck than we usually see in the first drop, with Huntsman packets and an Atlas R7. And following up that, they've got the Hellspawn with snubs and SRM2s, and then they have 2 Mistlinks grabbing their home caps right now. Or 3 Mistlinks, sorry.
Are they going through the Tunnel of Love?
They are doing a tunnel push, also known as one of the bravest moves you can do on this map. I love to see it. So they're stacking up, figuring out if they're going to push out through the left side of the tunnel or keep going.
There's an Osiris right up here in the space by the tunnel. Poopus is up there on the other side, and I'm wondering if he's got enough seismic sensor to be able to tell that they're coming. He's suddenly decided to start moving, though, so I don't know if he got a seismic read or what's going on. The Atlas is popping out.
It looks like they're waiting for a brawl receive, trying to get Fjord to push into them and then push out the tunnel.
Fjord looks like
they this really patiently. They're setting up range, it looks like.
Yeah, they've got range. I saw at least one Gauss rifle and an ERP, and their Crusader had a mix of an ERPPC and a snub with all of its small lasers.
Yep, it's Orion. Orion 2CA is full brawl though, with the LB20 and SRMs ready to charge in when the moment's right.
And all the Osirises too. So they tried to get an airstrike on that Atlas, but it doesn't look like that did any good. Looks like Team Optics got themselves a little stuck, and they're slowly falling behind in the points as well, which has to be a bit concerning for them.
Yep.
Eventually,
SROT losing that Theta cap is huge. I think their Mistlinks would need to push that right now in order to hopefully turn the caps back. Otherwise, they need to make an aggression move.
Yeah. There is a timer, and it is coming up here.
So the Huntsman packets, those are packing 8 SRM6s a piece. They have a huge amount of brawl potential. Being a Huntsman, just a little bit on the slower side for drops 1. But those combined with the Hellspawn will hit really hard if they can get them in. It's just Fjord is set up really well to receive any sort of push, being in this city area next to Epsi.
Fjords, they've got one guy down here. That Locust is sitting at Theta. I don't know if he's expecting them to come down the trench or what his expectation is.
So they're making a full tunnel push. The mislinks are pushing out, and the rest of the group is pushing with them.
Here we go. Atlas
Fjord.
dropping down.
Yep, Fjord really trying to focus that Atlas, but right now it's out of sight.
It looks like he's taking a little bit from an artillery or an airstrike.
And as it pops up to trade, he is taking damage. He's really putting it on Vulcan, though, who with the LB-20 and SRMs just is way out of optimal for anything.
Just doesn't have the range, and they've pushed around, and they've got ahead one cap, but it doesn't look like anybody is quite ready to charge. Dr. Kara Carcass is up there in that Warhammer, and I believe they've got some of those Gauss rifles. And
they are laying into the Atlas so far. Its left torso has worked pretty hard. Orange armor at this point.
Let's see if we can get a good look at that Atlas here as it lumbers across. Yep, that Atlas is ahead. Oh, the Hellspawn's coming up.
And that Hellspawn is SRMs 2s and snubs, so it rather than charge in is gonna fare better trading at this distance.
Yeah. It looks like they're just trying to screen the Atlas here. The lights from SROT went all the way around. I don't know if they're going to try and do a proper flank here.
They just got spotted by Vulcan, who got a good hit on Sir Haven, but the mislinks is all really fresh. If they put some aggression on, they can pinch him.
Yeah.
But Fjord has a really good response. They've spotted him. They've fenced him off.
They've adjusted their line. They've refocused. I'm not going to... Yeah.
SROT pushing up. The Huntsmans are getting hurt. Optic and Tone Lock.
Yeah, those packets are taking some shots. It looks like it's all armor so far, though.
Oh, and Vulcan takes a big load of SRMs right there. That's hurting him pretty good. Got Yuri Pro making a nice little flank over here against SROT. And SROT is pushing out. It looks like they're committed at this point.
Yep, they have decided to do something. There goes Seagull. One team lead gets the other. Vulcan's going down soon. There's a little light fight up on the spine there. Mistlinks versus Osiris.
Alright, 6v6 still. Crimson Lizard looks like the next to go down. Red, 65%. Just twisting to it for the life of it, though.
Yep, that little... Oh, those lights are coming in the group.
Oh,
Looks like
Crimson Lizard surviving this long is huge for SROT making this comeback as they take down Poopus before Crimson Lizard falls.
Yeah. I don't think... Yeah, SROT hasn't lost any of those mislinks yet, and those lights... Those could be what make it here for them.
Atlas open CT and left torso. And it goes down.
There's the Atlas. So there's the big distraction piece.
Crimson and Krieg are pushing Fritzor right now. I can't believe Crimson is still alive at this point. That is huge for SROT.
That is terrifying that he is still alive, in fact. I don't know what he is doing. Oh, there went the Hellspawn.
50%
There's
finally
Crimson.
going down. Crimson Lizard. All right, it is a 2 versus the 5 remaining Fjord.
Yep.
SROT really giving it their all and making those mislinks twist like it's the 1950s.
Yeah. That pinch almost had it, but they were spotted just a little bit too early and backed off, I think, is what they're going to have to say is the issue at the end of that.
Yep, I would agree. And all the mechs remaining on Fjord are hurt, but they did have that cap advantage and were able to just adjust their line appropriately, I think. It was a good response.
Yeah. So let's see if we can get the actual stats site to work. I was having some difficulty with that in the warm-up, but let's get this set here on the sheet. And see if that will work for us here in a moment. But otherwise, you know, you can see the basic damage of the game up there. And then let's see if that'll pull. Oh yeah, it is pulling. Look at that. You should be able to see it now. Spud 540 out of that Atlas. Bunch of 500s.
High damage numbers on both teams, but Fjord just putting a little more damage down lane, it looks like, per mech.
Yeah. Little bit more focused. All right, double check with all of them that they are. So let's, well, I get them swamped around here. Why don't you take the folks to the map here and sort of give your thoughts on this map? Because this is one that I don't think we've seen in comp for a little while yet.
Yep, 1 second. It was on original Frozen City. Let's get the Frozen City Classic Night Conquest. All right, so typically what you see on this map is a brawl map. In spite of the map having some rather large line of sites on it, it is easy to close with lots of buildings. So there's usually Team 2 is going to push over Charlie 3 or around through these buildings if they're brawling. What we saw Fjord do was a really powerful hold setup. You can set up along this wall where we saw Dr. Kara Karasa up at. And bringing a Crusader to the mix is just a really nice mech. It can pop tart, has the small lasers to fend off a brawl when it does come in. And Fjord's response to what we saw SROT push in through the tunnel was honestly probably the best way you can respond to that sort of tunnel push is setting up around Epsilon in those buildings there so you can face them initially, and then your fallback position being Charlie 3, Charlie 4, and using the dropship as cover to force them to keep walking around.
Yeah, they kept their lines open. They were always, seemed to always have somebody ready to figure out where that poke out of the tunnel was going to come, and they just adjusted their line and rotated it, and looks like they were trying to build concaves. A little bit difficult with the hills and some of the other terrain in this map, but they did a good job of keeping a lot of guns like right on a lot of targets.
Yeah, and there was some really solid mech choices, not going all Warhammer's range, you know, having that one Orion 2C with LB20 and SRMs, because when the brawl does happen, you do need something to be hitting that much harder and helping fend it off. So for this next round, I suspect we'll see something pretty similar. If Fjord wants to hold again, I do think Team 1 is the stronger side to hold from. You've got a lot of really nice high mountains, and if you bring jump jet mechs, you can get on top of a lot of buildings in some really cheeky ways.
Yeah, this is a map where you can see lots of things going on. Let's go back to the lobby here and see how they're splitting out for the next one. The Jägers now on Team 1 are doing a split, somebody in every lance, with the main focus there on Charlie, which is the one furthest away from the tunnel.
Yeah, that's really interesting because Charlie is the low ground, typically regarded as the worst spawn on Team 1 because it has the longest hike. But if they're going for a hold strat, I can actually see the strength of that. That gets them to Bravo 4 quicker, lets them go up the ramp to Bravo 3 and take that high ground. Or if they're doing a long, wide push around the edge of the map, hitting Theta and then going up for the sweep, I think they could pull off a pinch with these spawns.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Both teams are locked up and ready to go, so we are going to drop in and see what's going on here. Oh, what is that?
Well, the KDCM in me is extremely excited to see what they're bringing here in that Charlie spawn.
All
We've
right.
got two linebackers loaded with small pulse, and then a Javelin 11S with, I believe, machine guns and small pulse, and then a Viper with machine guns and small pulse.
That sounds like nonsense we would do. I'm looking.
Yeah, that's some full fast brawl. I love to see it.
I'm seeing small laser fleas over here. Yeah, lots. I'm seeing fast brawl over here on SROT too.
The remaining three mechs that Fjord is bringing are Vipers and Arctic Wolf. Two Arctic Wolves and a Viper.
There we go. So let's see if that setting works. Oh, and over here there's a pair of Scorches.
Wow, okay. So they've got one of the Kings of Brawl, King Assault of Brawl there.
And 4 Ultra 2 Snoo Spider.
Oh, we've got some action here at Theta. They've just scouted what Fjord is moving, I think. I think they spotted the Javelin and the Viper there. And the Flea took a bit of a beating.
Yep. Yeah, Creek took a little bit of a hit.
But right now we've seen Sky Rangers are pushing and their two light mechs are way apart from them. So Fjord have the numbers if they did want to press into them at this point. Though, do they have the tonnage? Because those Scorches, yikes, that's a tough thing to be facing in a light.
Looks like Thinking Shadow's getting caught out by himself across a couple other light mechs, but the Piranha and the Flea aren't quite capitalizing on it. And now it looks like we're back to the two general modes fighting over in the city this time, a little bit over from where they were before.
Oh, and the Scorches are in the action, but Thinking Shadow is just hid behind a building and is getting back shots all over Optic Seagull. Hot Trans Girl is trying to protect Optic Seagull, but there's a lot of damage being done to the Sky Rangers right now. Their Sir Haven goes down.
Yeah, it looks like Seagull's been the focus call. Yep, there he goes. So they've gotten both of those Scorches already. Looks like those were priority calls, and the calls went well. Looks like the next move might be for this Sun Spider. Nope, Tone Lock is apparently avoiding the big focus. Crimson Lizard down again.
Oh, and Tone Lock soon to follow.
There we go. Let's see the Flea. Transgirl running around there quickly. Kriegslayer trying to hide from a linebacker and a Piranha. And yeah, the other Flea just stuck between 4. Papa Spud explodes himself in that Piranha. And there goes Kriegslayer. There we go.
All right.
Fjord pulling another good one out there. Good brawl. They brought those Mad Cats down real quick.
Yep, and that's a lot of mechs to spend on a single drop. Arctic Wolves and Vipers, I think, are some of the strongest mechs currently for that tonnage and what they do, the brawling. So it'd be interesting to see what sort of mediums they bring on these next drops.
Yeah, let's take a look here. And then let's see if we get the stats for that.
Overall, lower damage numbers than the last game. Both teams did a good job focusing legs and keeping those shots on target.
Yeah, Crimson Lizard in that Flea was held to double digits. So was Yuri Pro in the Viper for Fjord. That's their second win here. And now we are changing maps from Frozen City to another one of those maps that you used to see all the time and used to be, just so prevalent in the very early years of the game, but now you don't see it anymore.
Yeah, it's been I think at least a few years since Forest Colony Classic has been in a comp drop. I personally love this map. I think it's really fun opportunities to pull ranged or brawl strats. But yeah, I think it's just fallen out of favor with the community in general, and so it's fun to see it come back.
Forest Colony Snow Classic. Here we go. Got the map pulled up for y'all to take a peek at. Again, there's another tunnel, so we might see another tunnel push or two. Probably out of the Team 1 side.
In a dream world, both teams are in the tunnel, and we have a very hectic brawl.
Yeah, that would be fun.
It would be very fun to watch.
Yeah.
But either way, I think both teams got a lot of talent. SROT, I think, has held back some of the stronger mechs so far, like the Viper and Arctic Wolf. So it'll be interesting to see if they bring some of those on this drop, in addition to what heavy mechs they're going to choose.
Yeah, there have been a number of mechs I've seen throughout this. The Stone Rhino is new to comp and is available, but it's been banned a lot in the higher divisions. This division hasn't had a map ban, and they didn't do it this time. It's optional in this division and lower. No, even up further. It's optional in some divisions, and they're not doing it here. The other thing, let's see, what I'm kind of hoping we'll see is that somebody will bring out the longbows, since those just became valid this week on Tuesday here.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the longbow overcharge. I think it's got a lot of potential with, I think it's 12 laser point hard points and mask, and it's got a engine cap, I think, at 400. So it's just got a lot of really fun things going for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, something that we've been seeing in, I think, multiple divisions is the Charger 1A1 with, small lasers and then your choice of binaries or large X pulse. Because it's super fast and just has excellent quirks for it. And the longbow overcharge, while not having the quirks, has the hard points to even out its damage pretty close to what the Charger 1A1 is doing.
Yeah. Taking a look at the map here to refresh everyone's memory, there's this huge sea and the ship on this side, and some hills on the north end of the map. Team 1 locked Bravo Charlie, which doesn't mean anything there. Team 2, their spawns can maybe give you a hint as to if they're going to try and send something from Charlie or Alpha into Theta. But you can't put everything in Bravo either. It's one of those maps with a very strange spawn mix. And as we look, Team 2 is locking up. And you'll see they're focusing, it looks like, mostly in Alpha. But Bravo and Charlie are equally occupied, so they could go either way. I know there's some plans, some teams have talked about shooting out of the water and into and onto the land, but we'll see what they do.
And if a team is going to pull a hold strat, I feel like Team 2 is the stronger position for that. The spawn is right next to a really convenient hill, and then you've got some spots and rocks to set up all around it. While Team 1 doesn't quite offer as good of high ground to set up at, because the radio tower is another strong position on the map, and that's closer to the Team 2 spawns.
Alright, so I have spawned in here, or I have come in right next to the Team... No, Team 2 side here. Who do I have? I have Fritzor. Yep, I have the Jägers. So I'll take a look here. The Phoenix Hawk 7S, the 5 smalls and the 2 snubs, Mist Links, machine guns, javelin machine guns, executioner, all the small lasers, but 2 large pulses and 2 machine guns. Another pair of executioners, but instead of the prime, these are the D, so that's got some snipe, large pulse lasers, some ERPPCs, and what's hiding around there? That's the Crusader 6D. Come on, show me your innards. 12 small lasers, 2 heavy PPCs.
Over on the Sky Rangers of Terra, we've got some really awesome choices. Rifleman 3C with some DACA. It's got LB2s. We've got a King Crab that's got 6 AC2s. And Optic Seagull with one of the newest meta that came out, newest metamechs, I think, that came out with a Marauder 6S. It's running 4 ERPPCs and a Silver Bullet Gauss, and is able to fire those without Ghost Heat.
Oh, the Silver Bullet isn't in that Ghost Heat group?
Yeah, so the Silver Bullet escapes the PPC Ghost Heat group. So the Marauder 6S has HSL for firing 4 ER peeps. You throw Silver Bullet Gauss on there, and your 40 alpha is now at 55 alpha. That 15 of that's spreading a little bit, but it looks like they're kind of planning on a brawl receive. Papa Spud is moving towards the water, as well as Optic Seagull and Krieg Slayer. Looks like they're going to try and set up a concave now that they've pinned down where Fjord is.
Yep, Fjord looked like they were gonna conga line into the tunnel, and I had my hopes up, but then they came around and made what is probably the better choice, to be fair, and came in here. But they are still a little bit too tight. It looks like not everything can shoot.
Tone Lock and Hot Trans Girl, that XC concentrated fire is a lot of pinpoint. So while they're all lost about 10%, they do have a numbers advantage.
Yeah.
No small matter.
All right, and let's see. So out on the big island there, Seagull, the King, in that Marauder. Yeah. So the 2 of the Executioners and the Crusader are heading over there, but off on the side here, Crimson Lizard in this quick draw H is doing a distraction, but his legs are gone. That's the SRM snub quick draw. The attempt at the brawl. So let's see what's happening over here now. Whether or not they're going to send somebody now that they've got the advantage, if Fjord is going to grab the caps, or if they're just going to try and brawl this out.
Yep, Man X Fire is doing a really good job helping hold off these Phoenix Hawks and Javelins from pushing in on his trade line. But Poopus makes a big move, takes off a lot of chunk of health, and forces Manfire right into the center of it all. And he goes down.
There he goes. So now it's just the traders left. Let's see if they can keep moving and do well enough.
There they go. 1 XE down.
There we go. They got 1. So they're moving. Looks like 2 of them are trying to focus, but one of them isn't quite making it. There goes Spud and the Rifleman. And now Seagull's got that Javelin on him. And a Phoenix Hawk. Oh, that Phoenix Hawk goes down. But it's a 2-on-1 and a 3-on-1 over here. Seagull and Krieg are split apart. Krieg goes down. And now it's just Seagull. And then it's a cap.
Yep, and pretty close match when you're looking at these damaged mechs. Caracas and Adam Core are just a couple hits away on the remaining leg from going down. Pupus is just shoot him most anywhere and he'd explode pretty soon. So good showing from both teams, but Fjord just showing a little more organizing and focus fire, and especially getting those hell spawns down early on. That was huge.
Yeah, those two were down so fast that you said it was the executioners that got him with that pinpoint. Did they rip off the legs or did they go CT? Did you see?
It looked like they were ripping legs, but I did not click the hell spawns in time to see where they died from. But the executioners are loaded with ER smalls and ER micros in addition to large pulse, and so they were just all peaking together, and that's hit scan. So on lighter mechs, it just starts to rip components off.
All right, so here we go. Time to swap the sides again. I'm going to see if I can get you all the fancy stat deck. Take a look there while I get things ready here.
All right, so Kriegslayer, I think doing the most damage in the game in that King Crab, 782. And Papa Spud on the SROT side getting 483. So they put a lot of damage down with that Daka. But overall, you see the Fjord damage numbers are higher. Their lowest damage is still 183, and most of them are 200, 300, with their standouts being the Caracross and the Executioner, and Fritzor in that Phoenix Hawk, and Thinking Shadow and the Crusader, and Pupus. They actually just did a really good job rotating and focusing fire.
Yeah, so those Phoenix Hawks, we've been seeing a few of those getting replaced by the Hatchet Man that can do the similar loadout with the idea that that's a bit more rugged. At least in the lower divisions, we've seen a little bit of that. Are you seeing that up in Division B where you're playing as well, or is everybody just sticking to that Phoenix Hawk for you guys?
So we see I've seen that in making some appearances in Div A even a couple comps ago. Because it's got mask, which is I think a really big thing for separating like a lot of mechs out from the pack. Is mask helps you shake damage, gets you to places quicker. It's really good for the tonnage that you invest in it. And I think the thinking behind it is the legs are more spindly on the Hatchet Man, and in a brawl deck where everyone's going legs, having them that much more thin can be helpful. It's kind of a similar profile to the Vulcan, which just has really good hitboxes.
All right, so the sides have swapped and the server has swapped as well. We are on the European server again. If there's anything you want to point out on the map, feel free right now. Just going to check and see how chat's doing. Somebody's saying it's a shame that they don't get allowed to bring their Highlander.
Oh, they got their Highlander. Wait, no, there's no bans.
Yeah, yeah. No,
No,
somebody's
no.
just upset that maybe their team isn't doing it.
Oh, well, I hope for Vulcan's sake he gets to run that Highlander. He deserves at least one Highlander as a treat.
Yeah.
So with that, Fjord does take the game, but there's still plenty of points to win in these remaining two matches for SROT to take back. Each loss is 1 point and a win is 3. So we'll see if SROT can get these last two matches and what they can pull off. Now that they're switching sides, Fjord being in Team 2, it'll be interesting to see if they go for more of a hold strat or if they keep up this brawl train that worked so well for them this previous match.
Well, let's take a look at the lobby and see, because SROT just locked. They're all Alpha Charlie. Um, so maybe they're going to try something over the water with those folks in Alpha, but, all those spawns are still so close. It's hard to see
My thought
what
is
they might want.
if they're running some mechs in Alpha, you can push a really good split push from Alpha and Charlie, where the Alpha mechs can use this boat and the islands as good cover. And if you time it just right, the Charlie mechs swing through the upper city, and then similar path to what we saw Fjord do last round, they end up around here at the same time. And so if we see Team 2 push into that, the split push can really throw the opposition on the back foot, where it's harder to focus targets when someone's in your back taking you out.
Yeah. Alrighty, so here we go. Both teams are locked. So we are going to head on in and see what they do. We'll give another little check at chat here, see if they're telling us anything. All right. So let's see. Crimson Lizard has the Sun Spider D with the 4 Ultra 2s. The Trans Girl running the Marauder 6S in the classic snack variety, the 3 snubs and the 20. Optic Seagull in an Atlas with large pulse lasers and SRM 6s. And that's what they've got on the water side. The water side seems heavy. I would have thought you'd do the light. Ooh, Vindicators? Hello. What is this? Vindicator mag shot 1X, 3 mag shots and an MRM-40. The other one's got the MRM-43 light machine guns. Rifleman 3C again. That's 4 LB2s and some small lasers. And then we've got Krieg in the Javelin again. Let's see if I can catch up to him and see what that Javelin is. I'm going to guess it's machine guns because I don't think they got... Yeah, it's the light machine guns. Because I don't think those got mag shot quirks.
FJRD is going for a full hold where they've got Adam Core and Yuri in Crusader and Night Gyres respectively, and they're up next to the radio tower, setting up a nice concave with Fritzor and Dr. Karakaras, who are in the Direwolf and Stone Rhino, respectively. The Stone Rhino is 4 Gauss rifles and an ER large, and the Direwolf is 8 AC2s. Classic build that you can almost only run on a Direwolf.
Yep, and that's that Crusader with the 1 ER PPC, so it can snipe a little bit.
And Wrath Maniac just on guard duty for these traders as they work their magic down lane. Sky Rangers, I think, weren't quite prepared for the full trade and are a little on the back foot, it seems.
And let's see here. Yep, there's the Direwolf and the Stone Rhino. And Hunters and the Jägers have set up the cap advantage, once again putting that pressure on. Adam Core still hanging out at the radio tower. Looks like he's up there by himself. Oh, is that the... Yep, here it goes. Oh boy. Let's see, how do we get in here? Ugh.
Alright, secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel through the mountains. Oh, hey, there are textures in here now. I remember when there weren't textures in here. The Atlas leads the way, Vindicators and Javelin following. Looks like they're going to try and get up behind Atom Core. Let's see if it goes. But they left 2 or 3 out there. It doesn't really look like they brought much for trading. Yeah, that Rifleman and Sunspider are trying to trade back, but they are just not winning those trades. Papa Spud and the Rifleman down to 60%. If he's...
Yeah, it's really tough to trade against a Direwolf and a Rifleman. Just the sheer armor difference is pretty huge at that 40-ton differential.
There we go. Here's the push out of the tunnel. Optic Seagull leading it in that Atlas. Oh, nope, he's cut off to the side. They are not pushing that. They were spotted early.
Oh, Hot Trans Girl pop-tarting. This could be a really powerful position. They could potentially turn the tide if they're able to get some damage here. And
yeah, that...
Really punished, though, for it. They were ready. They scouted the tunnel push really efficiently and have repositioned correctly.
And that Marauder is not the long-range one. That's the old snack. That's the snub and AC-20. So that Pop-Tart is not going to do a lot of good at these ranges.
Yep, that's tough to make work.
Yeah, lots of setup, and they're going through the narrow bit. Optic Seagull down to 80. Hot Transgirl down to 50%. Yep, half that mech's gone, but it's a dead side. So if she can get into range, they'll actually do something, but it doesn't look like they're going to get a chance to get at anything anywhere resembling range. Seagull trying to get up here and grab the cap.
Papa Spud goes down in that rifleman. And Vulcan is going to clean up Crimson Lizard, it looks like. Nope, Kriegslayer might be here to save him.
Seagulls gave up on that cap, kept pushing. He's trying to take down that direwolf along with Manx.
Fritzor shuts down and goes down.
The tactical nap became a death. Yeah, that sniping, that receive deck was just wonderfully set up, and they saw that tunnel push.
Yep, if they had been caught out at the radio tower, this would have been a different match, I think. But with scouting it and the repositioning, that was, again, just good positioning by Fjord with the intel they had. Fjord wins the 2v2 against Crimson and Krieg with the Arctic Wolf and Misslink.
Yeah.
And Mannix goes fire to wrap this one up.
I was really surprised to see the Vindicators. I don't think I've seen them in this at all so far.
We've been running the Vindicator 1R with some success. It's a binary, a large laser, and ER mediums. It's quirked to the gills. I haven't seen the Vindicator 1X yet, so that was really fun to see. And it definitely put some damage down lane. You see Mannix Fire was able to get 453 out of it.
Yeah.
But Fritzor and Dr. Caracross and Adam Core really just putting the damage big time down lane along with Yuri Pro, each of them above 500.
Get the big stats out for you here. Yeah, Fritzor and that Direwolf. Over 1,000. 6 assists. There's only one of them he didn't touch. Alright, so let's see here. Now is the part where we're going to take a look here and do the map ban. So mining is banned first. So that means what? Canyon or HPG?
And so that'll be up to SROT to choose.
They're taking a moment.
Which they've got a full 2 minutes if anyone wanted to call time, but it seems like a nice relaxed environment so far.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jägers do the first ban, so then Optic gets to choose the map, and then Jägers will choose the side. This does go back to the North American server regardless, so I'll make that change right now.
Wasn't HPG banned by Fjord? Or did they ban
They
mining?
banned mining, yep.
Ah, okay. Alright, I think this could work for SROT's favor. They've got a little more chance at a ranged or mid-range strat here.
And I'm just double checking. I'm pretty sure he means by we pick HPG, they mean play.
Yeah, play HPG, yep.
Yep, okay.
And there was some confusion after week 1 of this tournament where they rewrote the rules that Team 2 bans the map and then Team 1 chooses the map, because initially they talked about both teams banning a map, and that led to some confusion in week 1, so I think they clarified that.
Okay. And then Fritzor in... Yep. And then I'll swap the sides here. We'll get us on that map. And why don't you take the folks through a brief introduction to HPG.
Absolutely. So HPG, you've got Theta. It's in the basement, right in the center of the map, and above that basement, you've got a nice high up. Oh, this is
Oh,
Nope. Yeah, we're all good. And that Theta's in the basement. You've got a nice high up bridge across the map. Right above Theta and some high up architecture. Theta is underground, so it's just usually leads to a brawl if anyone needs to fight over it. But there's a lot of strong positions up on the wall for trade strats. It just involves if you can secure 3 outside caps or the basement Theta cap to hold the wall positions.
okay. And then grab. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with this map. You can try to run the outside if you want to be, but at this tonnage you can't really do that because this is the heaviest one of them all. This is 490 to 510, I believe.
Yep, so I think SROT has saved executioners. You can take Xes and run them all across the map. The big points are Delta 3, Echo 3, there's a jump, and Echo 6, Delta 6, there's a jump. So if you're trying to be able to circle the entirety of the map, you need to have enough jump jets to make that across.
Yeah. Let's see here. Fjord pulling their team in. Yeah, chat's saying that Vindicator builds a sleeper.
It was definitely putting some damage down lane. I think whenever I have some extra C bills, I might be buying one. Ever since the Vindies got that quirk redo, I think they're faring a lot better than they had for about 5 years.
Yeah. We'd always like to play the St. Ives Blues with 2 of the Blazers, the binary lasers in it.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
And, you know, we always painted them blue and made jokes about being the Blues Brothers in chat to annoy everybody else in Quick Play because we could.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of, you know, this is a map where you can set up and you can snipe or you can try and, you know, raise hell and praise Dale via the NASCAR. You just really want to make sure, you know, you don't fall into the hole here. In between the little Atlas fists where I drew that red ball.
Yeah, that is it's pretty easy to slip in there if you start fighting around that spot. And it's not easy to get back out of there.
No. If you want to see something beautiful, go to the MWO League's, the main channel, and look at their featured clips to see somebody baiting 2 other mechs down there. So we've got here Team 1 split Alpha Bravo Charlie. Team 2 also split all of them. So here we go. Tell them all to have some luck and fun. And head into the match. SROT still trying to get a couple more points on the board. I don't think they need to worry about us sneaking up on them, but maybe the Sabres for positioning. And Fjord Jägers were the top one in this division coming into this match. And the second place team that was only 1 behind, they've already played. So yeah, it should be interesting to see. I think this division might be fairly set. after this week, but we will see how the scores all come out. I still have to play this evening, which is kind of terrifying. So I'm going to be over here at Sigma waiting for folks to drop in. If you want to grab the Gamma end. Have you played for this week already?
Yeah, we actually played Fjord last night.
Okay. So is this Fjord group playing similarly to the one you played, or is it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Seeing some the same sensibilities in Brawl and like a little bit of DACA intermixed. That's similar to what we encountered last night.
All right, so looking over here at SROT, they've got one of the cap spiders, the 5V, that's got the 80% cap bonus. Timberwolf S, medium pulses, large pulses. Optic Seagull, Stone Rhino with 2 Gauss and 5 ERs. Direwolf C with 6 ERs. Another Stone Rhino 4. This one's double Ultra 10s over triple 5s. And then let's see if I can find their last guys over here. We've got a Night Gear Hotel, 2 Gausses, 2 ER larges. So it looks like they're mixing Gauss and ERs rather than Gauss and Peeps. And then there is their last Javelin, and it's the 10N with the SRMs. That's...
Oh, nice. I think that's a really good choice for these higher tonnage drops. SRMs are amazing damage for the heat you put out.
Yeah, I thought the 10P was the SRM Javelin, though.
Maybe it's just an economic choice. I'd have to double check those quirks.
Yeah.
Over on Fjordlands, we've got FC Vanilla Ice and Fritzor in Direwolf UVs with the 8 AC2s. Wrath Maniac with 8 E or large on the S Stone Rhino 7. And Dr. Kara Karas with the Stone Rhino 1 with 4 Gauss and 1 ER large.
Taking a quick look, it looks like Fjord is set up to trade again. More than... But they've got the Shadowcat, the Viper. They've got a couple of light little mechs. Did you catch...
Yep.
Did you catch...
Shadowcat... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, did you catch what that Shadowcat is up to?
Yeah, it's got heavy larges, ER meads, and light machine guns, so really strong mid-range trade build. And Pupus is in the Mislinks, which is... Sorry, my game just glitched out and started shooting my drone off into the distance. But is in the Mislinks G, which is just heavy machine guns and ER smalls. And then they've got the Viper, which is another DPS quick mech like the Mislinks.
Looks like there might be an attempt by Fjord to pull Kappa off here. They've got a Viper over here. And I don't know if he's trying to grab that cap, bother Tonelock in the Night Gear, or maybe both. But I don't think Tonelock's seen him. But he's
looks like he's going to go for the cap. Yep, just edged into it. So Tonelock is going to have to, I think, jump down if he's going to contest that cap. But he's hurting pretty good at 74% already.
Yeah, he's taken a lot of hits in the trade. Let's see what sort of... If that's all... Nope, his right torso and right arm are open. And he's shooting down here. That Viper... Most Vipers wouldn't have anything that could get that range. But...
Oh, Crimson Lizard turning the Gamma cap over to the Sky Rangers side to help even this back out.
Yep. And Sky Rangers are taking some more damage overall, especially in Tonelock and Optic Seagull.
Yep, and they're getting slowly, I think, crept up on with Pupus, Yuri Pro, and Thinking Shadow is now in range. So they've decided to make their move. They're harassing Tonelock really hard, who's going to go down fairly soon if he isn't able to pull out of there.
Yep, Seagull's coming around to try to support him, but he's a Stone Rhino. That is not necessarily a good play against some lights and pseudo-lights. Here we go. Here comes the Javelin to support. But yeah, that Cap Spider on Sky Rangers, if Crimson Lizard can stay moving and make those sneaky plays, it might pay off, but it looks like they're missing a couple of opportunities here maybe, but no, there's still so many of those snipers up there. Maybe they can't.
Yeah, Krieg has really punished Thinking Shadow and his Shadow Cat for moving up and aggressing. But I
Tonelock
think
has survived somehow, been pushed to the low ground, but still alive. Let's see if he has any weapons left. Yeah, he's still pretty. He's still got some combat effectiveness to him. But it looks like Poopus might be coming around and hunting for that Tonelock.
or going for Krieg. It looks like
Yep.
Pupus is playing it long, gonna drop down when the moment's right. But that right leg is open, ready to pop. So if they can nail that off, that's gonna effectively take him out.
Yeah, that's that 6 ER dire whale.
All right, so we do see Fjord a little clumped up here. Um, this could be really good for Sky Rangers, just with how close together the Fjord unit is.
Yeah, that's Spider. Oh, Tonelock goes down finally. He survived much longer than he probably should have.
Oh, and Optic is gonna follow pretty soon here. Yuri and Thinking Shadow are double teaming him.
Yep.
39, 37, ready to pop any second now.
Crimson Lizard and that Spider coming to fight. I'm not sure that's the play, especially with them losing a cap right now.
Yeah, I would save it to cap if they could, but
Because that's the Spider. That's the one that's only got the one weapon, and that's that large. Oh, that leg is open. Yep. Crimson Lizard is in trouble. They've
he's
got
got
to.
the whole Fjord team looking at him other than Fritzor.
Yep. And he's got probably the whole match on his back there. If he can get away and reestablish the cap lead, they could pull this. They could, Objective Gaming can win. But there's the leg. Yep. There's the leg.
And
Dr.
Pupus is moving in on Krieg.
Yep. Fritzor is repositioning. I don't think the Doc and Vanilla Ice can see them. Nope. Those 3 snipers up there are hurt, but they can support each other, and they've got more than half of Team Optic down. Yuri Pro playing carefully with that Spider. Oh, I see, because Krieg's over here in that dire whale. Coming across here. And let's see here. And then so Crimson Lizard's the legged Spider. There's that. Where did the Javelin go, and what is it doing?
He's all the way over there, I think trying to control for the cap game. He's got Epsi and Gamma turned for SROT, but Epsi's about to turn back over to Fjord's side.
Yeah, that he saw that 2-on-1 and he bailed. He's an open side torso, and that's on an inner sphere light like that. That's gotta to get 4 SRM4s. That's got to be an XL engine. So he's got to watch out for the getting popped like that. Oh, and there goes Krieg, but they still haven't gotten Crimson Lizard.
Oh, and Manix is engaging right now with Thinking Shadow and Pupus.
All right.
Pupus just playing this game really carefully, going for the caps at the really smart point, choosing his fights. Just overall some good movement from Fjord. I think sealing this match in their favor, but Crimson could potentially turn it. I don't think the 1 cap is enough to win against 4 at this point, though. Nope. But
Nope.
A good close match.
Yeah. Lots of good damage on there. But yeah, I think the message of this set is Fjord came ready to trade and receive, and they traded and they received very well.
Yep, and really high damage numbers from both teams. I mean, you saw a lot of those Fjord mechs at the end, just a few hits away from going down on at least 3 of their mechs, but really good armor rotation, good movement. And when I was calling that they might have been too bunched up, they really pulled that out and stretched back out and retook the map.
Yeah, so let's get you in here. Some of the more detailed stats. Let's see if anybody did any impressive amounts of team damage. Doesn't look like it. Vanilla Ice got 15 there. But yeah, so that's this Division F match.
Yep, Vanilla Ice getting those two KMDDs. That's impressive. Really nice to seal those kills and be getting the most damage on them.
Yeah. Pulling into the lobby here. See if they've got anything here for us. Next week I'll be facing that FJRD team, the Jägers. Already faced SROT, and yeah. So let's take a minute here and yeah, checked with the teams, made sure that they were all right with me doing this, but I just wanted to make sure, especially some more of these lower div matches get cast. You see surprises here. You see good things. And they're talking about the codes and getting that set up. But we are going to stop this stream here.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me, Ralphie. It was a pleasure and a really fun match to cast with you.
Yeah, good to have you, Yorm. And like I'm saying, I think my match this evening is still open if you want to have it. But everybody out there, you have a good day. Thanks for watching. Plenty more matches coming up today. Have a good one, everyone.